flesh to the bones I dread. And even when the darkness knows us right, I'll have to fight, let me burn to ground. I have a fire all inside of my head, so from the flesh to the bones I dread. And even when the darkness knows us right, I'll have to fight, let me burn to ground.
I'm falling, top to toe, falling in love, but my heart's not there. I'm falling, top to toe, falling in love, but my heart's not there. I live alone on my own, won't you save me? I've got hope, but I need more than that. You can help me, bring me down to earth. And I feel it in my heart, feel it in my soul. We've both got problems, don't you know? Now get them off your chest, put your mind to rest. And she said, I'm falling, top to toe, falling in love, but my heart's not there. I'm falling, top to toe, falling in love, but my heart's not there. I'm falling, top to toe, falling in love, but my heart's not there. I'm falling, top to toe, falling in love, but my heart's not there. I walk alone on my own, won't you lead me? There's a road, but I need more than that. If you help me, no one will get hurt. And I feel it in my heart, feel it in my soul. You and I have problems, don't you know? Now get them off your chest, lay your mind to rest, your mind to rest. From my top to my toe, right from the word go, I was falling, I was falling. Before you even know, the cracks start to show. I was falling, I was falling. And I wish that I did. Oh, but nothing is forever, my girl. See, I'm a dreamer. Oh, for love, it is all in the name. I'm a believer. But you may be far away, but you're thinking the same. Oh, I close my eyes and I picture us together. I hope you know that I'll be waiting for you, my love, on this New York City coast. I close my eyes and I picture us together. I hope you know that I'll be waiting for you, my love, on this New York City coast. Oh, 'cause you're the real deal. You're worth every bit as much as you know. Yeah, delivered, signed and sealed. I will get that girl, albeit slow. And I'm a dreamer. Yeah, for love, it is all in the name. I'm a believer. You may be far away, but we're thinking the same. I close my eyes and I picture us together. I hope you know that I'll be waiting for you, my love, on this New York City coast. I close my eyes and I picture us together. I hope you know that I'll be waiting for you, my love, on this New York City coast. I'll be waiting for you. 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 Gonna live my take all night. We're only one flight away from each other. I'm coming for you one time. I close my eyes and I picture us together. I hope you know that I'll be waiting for you, my love, on this New York City coast. I close my eyes and I picture us together. I hope you know that I'll be waiting for you, my love, on this New York City coast. I'll be waiting for you. I'll be waiting for you. I'll be waiting for you. I'll be waiting for you.
There's a notebook on the table, you can take it to the store, so you won't forget the groceries anymore. There's a rifle in the cabinet that I used to fight a war, but to this day I don't know what I was fighting for. I'm fighting for. Show me love, sweet it over, and I'm falling at your feet. After 30 years of service and months of it on me. Show me love, as we grow colder, let our love provide
Welcome everybody to the second night of our CSGO Fight Night qualifiers. In fact, it's not the second night, it's the third night. Today we've got 100PingGods versus Begrip Gaming. This is the third quarterfinal, I believe. So last Friday we held a qualifier. The top 8 teams were going to be the qualified teams for our CSGO Fight Night main tournament on the 22nd of May. Yesterday we saw August play against Nerd Rage. That was a super close game. August taking it 16-14. No, Nerd Rage out. August, one of our top 8 invite teams. And today we're going to be seeing who takes the third spot. Is it going to be 100PingGods or will it be Begrip Gaming? Today I'm joined by Tyler, one of the players that we've actually seen in previous weeks of the Lions League. It's a pleasure to be casting with you today, Tyler. How are you feeling about today's matchup? Any favours with which team you think might take it?
I'm fairly good, Josh. I like the sound of Begrip Gaming. Got to get a grip on life and get a hold on it, and I think they'll do well.
Alrighty. Well, in the previous couple of days, I've looked at the score because obviously the matches were played on Friday, so I've looked at the score and it's kind of ruined it for me a little bit because I know the outcome. I kind of played a little trick on Blitzy yesterday where he asked for the predictions and I guessed it exactly right. But today I've not looked at the outcome, so it's going to be a complete surprise for me. I'm going to be rooting for 100PingGods purely for the fact that I know a couple of the players on the roster, or at least I've heard of them. But both of these teams are European teams. I think 100PingGods are a CAS team, so completely unknown territory. These players are clearly good, high elo players. A few of them have got a lot of experience as well. You can see on Wikipedia their previous tournaments and things like that. But actually, as players, I haven't really seen them perform. So we're really stepping into unknown territory. The only clear thing is that both of these teams are strong rosters just by this year. When you look at the statistics of all of the players, high elo players, very good stats on everyone. So it should be an interesting game, and I really, really hope it will be a close one. Obviously, it's only a best of one. Losing team they're knocked out of the qualifier. It's only a single elimination bracket, and the winner qualifies for our main tournament on the 22nd. So make sure you're there for that. I think we'll be jumping into the game momentarily, and so your final prediction, Tyler. You think Begrip will take it?
Yeah. So you mentioned they know a lot of the individuals in 100PingGods, but Counter-Strike is a team game, and I think Begrip, they could have a strong team. Whilst PingGods, they've got some really good individual players, but we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. I'm not sure how long they've been together, but I do know that Begrip are an established team. As I say, I don't know how long they've been together, but they are a team. They're under an organization, Begrip. They've actually had some good teams in the past within the Eastern European CIS scene. And 100PingGods, they are a mixed team, just formed for this tournament, I believe. Maybe they've gone into another couple of qualifiers, but they're not under an organization. They're not an established team. So Begrip do definitely have that advantage in the sense of they have that coordination as a team. They will have been practicing. They may have been together for a decent amount of time, but we will have to see. I think it would definitely be a close one as we're jumping onto Dust 2, a map that I'm not a big fan of it myself, but these two teams clearly are to end up on it. Tyler, what do you think of Dust 2?
Well, I'm not a fan when solo queuing. Dust 2, very, very technical map. It's been around for a long time. It's better played as a team. You need to have your default setups, and that's where I think Begrip will really show their seniority and their time together as a team. Whereas these individual players, whilst it might help on their T side, on CT side, the communication's just not going to be there as well as what Begrip's may be.
Yeah, there's definitely potential for that to happen, but as we're straight into the pistol round, 100PingGods, they've taken the long control. Begrip not even really contesting it. As soon as they heard the steps, they fell right back off of it. And as Sapek falls, the T's do take that man advantage, but they're playing this slow. Normally you see they take that man advantage. They say, right, there should only be one guy on the A side. Let's charge up. Let's take this control. But instead, they throw the CT smoke, play it slow. The flash goes up, and they're charging their way onto the site. It's Heap, the only man to hold it up, and he's still alive. He's buying so much time for the rotations. Eventually, he falls to Sorrow. In fact, it wasn't Sorrow that found the kill. It was Duke. They take the site. It's a 3 versus 2, but the bomb's down in mid, and Spook and Alonso trying to hold it up here. It is going to be retrieved. They should be able to take it back to the site here, so it will be a Begrip Gaming retake with a man disadvantage.
So I fancy Begrip's chances here. They've played very passively. I don't know why they didn't rotate further onto A site in that position and just give Heap that bit of support. But Spook had obviously seen the bomb, and they're rooting for catching them on their rotation onto the site and then going for a potential retake. There you go. There's one rotation onto the site. And, hopefully we see a retake coming in.
Oh, a crispy headshot from Spook to finish things off. That's actually a very strong retake from Begrip. I completely agree with you. It was quite bizarre, especially being a man down. You really want to try and stop them from getting onto the site, or at least get one kill as they're rotating onto the site to get the bomb plant down, to level things out and make that retake more winnable. But instead, they played right back, kept in CT, allowed them to get onto the site and plant the bomb, and were completely confident in the fact that despite being a man down and allowing 100PingGods to get post-plant positions, they would still come out on top, and they did exactly that. Their aim was perfect. An impeccable retake from Begrip there. They take the first round, and they heavily invest into this second. But with that bomb plant, the T-side are going to do exactly the same. 3 AKs and 2 Deagles. In fact, the 2 Deagle players dropping AKs, so they have no Kevlar, no utility, but 3 guys stacked up. And yeah, I mean, they've just got to hope that these 3 guys can do the damage. The big fraggers on the 100PingGods side as they work their way up short. They've thrown themselves a wall of smoke on catwalk so that they can work their way up to this site. One of the smokes has missed though, but Eston capitalizes, takes out Heap on the corner, and they will be able to take this bomb site. But the CTs are close to retake it. Alonso's going to fall though, gives them that 2-man advantage as they can fall right back to short. Bomb planted for them. This is going to be really difficult for Begrip. It's all fallen apart.
Sapek there. He knew one was coming out. He knew he was going to get it. But he's now found himself in a painful position in a 1v3. I like to think he's not really going to contest this and then just go for some exits. It's a really, really difficult angle to get back up onto that A site from long. Especially in a 1v3. Too many angles to clear.
Yeah, that sort of position definitely applies in any battle in life. They've got the high ground. You're trying to shoot someone that's on top of, well, he's several feet above you. It makes it very, very difficult, especially when you've got 3 players to find and a bomb to defuse. So 100PingGods bouncing back really well, taking that round with confidence. As they go into round number 3, well, they've got a huge firepower advantage right now as Heap's going to fall early. Begrip, they did fully invest into this one, but a full investment from them now is just going to be the pistols and armor. A scout on JZ. The Spook falls as well. 5 versus 3 now, and they will be able to get onto this B site, but it's only Sorrow over there, so he's just going to throw that smoke grenade. Secure the site, lock the opponents out as they call the rotation for the bomb. But actually, look at where the bomb is. They're all still spread around the map. Despite the fact they've taken this B site control, the bomb is nowhere to be seen. So a lifeline for Begrip as there seems to be slight miscommunication on the 100PingGods side. Finally, the bomb's rotating, but might allow the time for Alonso to work his way in as that smoke's dissipated on the doors as well. JZ finds himself a nice headshot as well.
I think that might be a bit of communication that I mentioned pre-match. That's saddening to see. Jays was holding the doors really nicely and he's just died to the fire. Alonso, he's managed to pick himself one up, get an AK, he's going for a save. I think there with the bomb being over by long, when, you know, there was 1 person on B site, 1 person holding lower tons, I think that is that communication of the seniority of PingGods versus Begrip. I think in the later rounds, this could be a Begrip game. They're performing well as a team. They're just misjudging the pace, I would say, so far. They played really fast into it, and it's really early.
Yeah, I think had Begrip had better weaponry there, they definitely could have taken that round just for the sheer fact that, well, you're right, there was no real communication. It seemed very sloppy. They took the B site, but the bomb was still over towards long. He took ages to rotate. Begrip could have definitely taken control again there, made that work. As you said, CT player, his name is Jays Walkings. I saw his name before and instinctively said Jay-Z, but I can confirm that is not Jay-Z. But yeah, Begrip. I mean, they're actually down to a Felico right now. Despite last round only having pistols, that was a full investment. They were all down to $0. So going into this one, a full eco except Alonso, who saved in the last. So we're seeing 1 AK, and the rest of the players all down to the USPs, 1P250. As they tap away at long and try and find themselves something.
Begrip, they've called this, they've read the enemy, and they've got heavy staff on that A side. They're ready for a fast push to take the retake and try and catch some of these players. It's as if they knew that they would not go for a B push, because they didn't invest any players into holding B side in particular, and played retake B and stacked on A. Unfortunately, you know, they just didn't have the economy there to hold the site. But we may see Sapek here go in for a couple of exits, hopefully. You know, he's not got a great deal of economy himself that he needs to save. He's just got the is that 5.7 P250? Yeah, he's just hoping for them exits out of long doors, but I don't think they're going to push it.
Yeah, they know he hasn't got anything. They're not going to give it to him. You're absolutely right. Begrip, though, did go for that gamble A stack, and 100PingGods, alternatively, they played it perfectly because they know that they should be against an eco. So they've taken the long angles. They've gone for a long, and they've actually, normally you'd see a lurker, yeah, and they play this default. They'd have a lurker trying to work something over towards B or something. But on a round where you know you're against an eco, you don't want to be doing that. You want to be playing together to make sure you can get the trade. Because if you have one lurker going over towards B, and let's say the CTs had gone for a B stack, they overwhelm him, they take a weapon, and they can go and save it. And that is the last thing you want. You want to make sure that you take the round, but you keep all of your players alive, and you make sure that you kill all of your opponents if they are able to retrieve a gun. This time, though, Begrip, they're able to buy into it, but it's not the best buy in the world. We're seeing 2 players down to FAMAS's. FAMAS does do the work early on, but he gets traded. Actually, 2 kills going back in the favor of Begrip. Spook finally going down, but Begrip, they come out on top. The FAMAS's prevail. Alonso finds himself 2, and they start to close that gap. So they find themselves 2-3 right now. 100PingGods, they have got the money to buy straight back into it. They're actually going for a double AWP setup, something that you don't see too often on Dust 2. I wouldn't be surprised if they go for the mid-cross shot and then throw the AWP away, but I don't think that's what they're going to go for. They don't have the economy for that at the moment.
So I've noticed that Begrip, they're playing really, really fast into the 2 main entrances, long and B tunnels. And then their default is to play passive mid and just hold a crossfire, and that's exactly what happened there. They had that crossfire, and the T's, they just couldn't look left and right at the same time, and they all got mowed down in every direction. It was really beautiful to watch that play, like work out for Begrip. Unfortunately here, you know, they're left with a man on each side, and the T's, they're making the way down short, and it's looking like it's going to be Cheers on his own going for the retake, and he just couldn't get through mid. That was a nice shot from Soro there.
Yeah, despite the fact that I questioned that double AWP setup at the start, I don't like to see that. I like to see that when you're winning by loads, or not even if you're winning by loads, it's towards the end of the game, you've got loads of money, or even towards the end of the half, you've got loads of money and you say, right, we're going to go for a double AWP, we're going to go for the mid pick, and then once we've got that initial man advantage, we can throw the AWP away and we can swap it out for a rifle. And actually, late stage in the game, a $5,000 investment for a man advantage is worthwhile. But instead, they actually just played it, went all around the map, but the AWPs got the picks. We saw one over towards B, and then we saw the pick over towards A, gave him a 2-man advantage, and then Soro finishing things off with a mid-rotation as well. Actually worked out really well for them, but it's not something they're going to opt for again. They know they're against an eco, and they don't want to get punished for it. Certainly don't want to be giving an AWP into the hands of their enemies who cannot afford one. So it's just awesome off now. wielding that weapon. So they're pretty much just mowing through this eco right now. 1 kill claim from the CT side, but they're unable to retrieve the rifle. And it's Spook and Sapek. Left in a 4 versus 2. I don't see much happening for them here as the bomb's going down on A. It's going to be Sapek to fall as well. So Spook, just with that rifle, I think he'll be looking to save it. Bring it into the next, drop it to a teammate.
Early in that round, I mean, you know, Begrip, they called it perfectly. They went for a full eco mid-push. And you had a awesome T-spawn still, really isolated. And if they'd have pushed him a bit more, you know, you can see his HP. They dropped him by 64. They could have took that all, losing maybe 1, maybe 2 people. But instead, they pushed to a point and then just held, and it cost them dearly.
Indeed it did right now, though. Ooh, that's not how you want to be starting around. Spook killed through the smoke on the mid-cross. Means that there's only 1 player on B. That's such a pivotal shot for Awesomov to hit. Means that his teammates that are working over towards B have got a much easier site to get onto, but they're not opting to go for it. They go on lower tunnels, and Heap finds himself 1, but as his teammates are falling around him, he is forced to rotate. Jay's Walkings falls as well, and it's Heap and Sapek. A 2 versus 3 now, but 100PingGods have taken the B site. They've locked their opponents out of it. Awesomov's traded that frag as well, so it's all on Sapek. A 2 versus 1. He knows that both of his enemies are on the B site, but it's such a difficult one to retake. Especially when that bomb's down, your opponent's got the utility to slow you down. I think he's just going to be going for the exits here. He knows as soon as he peeks through doors or heaven, he is going to get torn apart. He's going to start to walk his way up, though.
Play from Awesomov there. He effectively took the beat on his own. He got the guy on the cross, kill on tunnels. He then got the quick rotate, and he slowed the CTs right down. You know, 3 kills that round for Awesomov. Really, really key player on that AWP, and you know, it's testament to his 10 kills, 3 deaths. He's head and shoulders above the rest of the players at the moment, and I think we'll see some more good things from him this round.
Yeah, he has been playing very, very well, but this time it is Begrip who come out on top with that mid-cross. It's going to be Spook to find one through the doors. A very nice shot. Henston gets a refrag on long. They should be able to clean up this round, 100PingGods. They are just against the pistols. Essentially, Spook just hitting that lucky shot early on, giving them that advantage, but I can't imagine he's able to do much more. Is he going to try and walk through that smoke? If he does, it could be very big, but actually, Sorrow's expecting it. Finds himself the headshot, and yeah, they keep 4 players alive right now. They take the B-bomb site, and Jay's Walkings and Alonso unable to find themselves anything in this round. As one of them falls, and it's all on Alonso right now. Able to get himself 1 kill, but quickly traded by Sorrow. Means that he can't go and retrieve either of those weapons that are dropped on the floor, and actually Sorrow is able to pick up the AWP as well. I'm sure that will go back over to Awesomov. And he can continue to wreak havoc with it.
The second smoke that Sorrow threw there, it actually it hit Spook, so you know, he got that sound cue. He knew that he was in that smoke, and likely coming through towards him, so just gave him all that information just to hold that smoke that little bit longer and take the hit.
Very smart stuff. So sound-orientated Counter-Strike, but Spook through the smoke finds 3. Again, using those sound cues to know where your opponents are, and Jay's Walkings cleans up, finds himself the final 2. And Begrip completely shut down a B push. They have the double AWP, but the second one's not needed. That B site hold is an absolute brick wall. 100PingGods couldn't find themselves anything in that round. However, due to the fact that they've won the last few, very convincingly as well, they can invest into this one fully. They've got plenty of money to do so, and this time they are going to take long, and Enston gets himself into pit early, and they completely shut down the long hold, finding both kills early on. And a panic rotate from Begrip now as they put 2 players over towards CT.
Yeah, I don't think them long players, Sapek and Alonso, I don't think they're expecting him to quite push that site. A really, really good call for Enston there. Really good reactions to get into pit, turn, knowing that they were pushing the pit. Nice and easy.
Ooh. Valiant attempt from
Unfortunate
Spook
for
there. It really, really is. That was a really good play to flash through that smoke like that and peek. Yeah, 3 blind enemies, but there's just too many heads to hit all at once, and he could not find them all. So it's going to be 100PingGods. They bounce right back. They take the round, but Begrip have still got the money to invest into this one, and they've actually still got the money to buy those 2 AWPs and a scout on Alonso as well. It's Sniper Town right now, but not a lot of utility, and that is going to be a big detriment for the CT side. Enston seems to have an idea there's one behind this blue box as well, but he doesn't find the kill. He's going to get the trade with the fire, though. So a 4 versus 4. It's going to keep Begrip on their toes, mean that Alonso is playing up close. Should be able to grab himself a rifle there as well. He's going to do exactly that. Picks up that M4. Jays Walkings finds himself Enston, though. They take this man advantage, and Begrip, well, they regroup. They're working over towards short, as there's only 1 man on the site, and they might be able to take it if they play their cards right, as Heap rotated right off. He's actually fallen right back to Car. And with this smoke, they will be allowed to cross. Good flash.
I like what he did there. You know, he's dropped back to Car. He's played really passively. I don't think they knew he was there. He's now dropped all the way back to pit just to try and get them angles onto the long whilst the rifles go in and fight the close battle and try and push them. Really good trade there between Spook and Sorrow.
Oh, luckily for Begrip, they have a smoke grenade there. Had they not had that, it would be a completely different story. But yeah, not a whole lot the T's can do there to prevent them from getting that bomb defuse. And Begrip will be able to take the retake. They did have the man advantage, so it was favourable for them. I do like, though, as you say, Heap. He fell right back off of it. He had the angle, but instead of getting greedy and re-peeking for that shot or anything, fell right back. Said, you know what? We've got the man advantage. We can retake this one. We can trade off each other. We've got 2 guys coming from long, 2 guys coming from CT, and we can make this work. And they did absolutely that, and they played it perfectly. So 8-4 right now as Enston charging out of long again. I like the way he's playing this. The smoke goes on the corner. And rather than him trying to contest it, trying to spam the smoke or anything, he just goes out with the flash and gets his way right into pit, so he can contest it from that head angle. Begrip, though, giving it up as soon as that flash goes in. So they've fallen right back to site. We find ourselves in a 5 versus 5, but look how much control 100PingGods have got right now. They've walked right up, and 1 smoke grenade will allow them to get onto this bomb site, and Begrip pretty much letting them have it. No, they're not. Heap is absolutely shutting them down on the cross. I don't know why they haven't smoked it there. They've got 2 smoke grenades sitting on these players. They've chosen not to smoke it, and it's all fallen apart for them. Duke finds a nice headshot, though. We make that 2. It's all gone sideways. The tables have turned, actually. 100PingGods find themselves in a 3-on-2. So they're able to get the bomb down as well.
Duke's early position in lower tons, he heard them footsteps CT and B side. He knows that where the last 2 players were, and he passed that info on to his teammates, and they got straight out without any contest.
So yeah, 100PingGods, they put the 9th round on the board. And as I always say, and always say with these Lions League games as well, when you're the team on 4 right now, this is the time that you need to step up, because this can go one of 2 ways. The next 2 rounds can go in your favour. You find yourselves having a 9-6 half, you win pistol round, you pull yourself right back. Or you let these next 2 rounds slip, and you find yourselves 11-4 down, you lose the pistol round, and it's pretty much GG. So they need to find their footing here. They've invested into it. They know that they really need to take this one. The issue is the firepower. Just pistols and SMGs against these AKs. Jace Walking's got himself a really good aggressive position now, though. Full control of those B tunnels, and anyone pushing up surely won't expect him to be there. Heap playing up close on short as well. They've got a lot of control if the T's choose to try and go over towards B or mid. The issue is that to gain this control, they've had to completely give up long, and it's looking like that's where 100PingGods are going. This could be the downfall of Begrip right now.
I really like the change of pace from both teams. 100PingGods, they know they've got that lead, they know they're 9-4 up, so they've slowed it right down, and they're playing smarter. Begrip, they know they need to push. They push. They got early lower tons control, a couple on B side, and they were expecting and hoping for that B push. So 100PingGods ready to go, they slowed it down, stayed the B spawn, got the information, and took all that long control. And I think you're right. It seems to be
Looking like this round is going to go in the favour. Ooh, oh, okay, Awesomov just saved by his teammate there. That was a really bizarre smoke from Spook on site there. And yeah, I just don't really get it. I get the throwing a smoke and trying to play around it, but by throwing it there and then falling back to Goose and trying to contest it, the smoke gives an advantage to the other team. They can see your legs before you can see them if they're playing from pit, just because of the height, the geometry of the map. It didn't work out for him until he got completely taken down, and really he was the last pair of legs on that site to hold it up. And right now they're fighting to take this 10-5, but as Jay's Walkings falls early, the rest of his teammates just down to 2 MP9s and 2 pistols. This is going to be really difficult for them. So Awesomov finds himself one more, but as Heap finds 2 on long, brings it back onto a 3-on-3. This is definitely doable for Begrip. But they've essentially had to give up B right now, and that's where 100PingGods are going. The reads on these guys is absolutely insane. They seem to be in full control. They know exactly what their opponents are doing. And they're playing this fantastically.
It's a really nice trade there between Awesomov and Fisher again. He's been a key player here. He's really short. Terrorists win.
Well, 100PingGods, they take the half 11-4. I'd say very deservingly, actually. Begrip, they were just unable to string 2 rounds together. If you look at that round count, all 4 of their rounds were randomly scattered amongst the half. They were unable to win one and carry that momentum into winning the next. Yeah, 100PingGods really on top, and if Begrip want a chance of coming back into this game, they're gonna have to win this pistol round, because if they allow 100PingGods to take it, they win the following buy round. It's yeah, gonna be really, really difficult for Begrip to come back from. And this round, they're throwing the Xbox smoke, they're charging their way up short. In fact, it's a bit of a bamboozle. They're going mid to B, but with no mid to B smoke, they could easily get cut off from CT. There's 2 B players on the site as well to hold this one up, and Eastern and Exabyte completely shutting it down. They find themselves 3 kills. As they get traded, a 3 versus 2 retake. The B site, it's a really difficult one to hold up, and Alonso's making sure they can't find their way in. A 2 versus 2 now. The bomb yet to go down, though. These Walkings, he actually falls. That's the bomb down in the open. It's all on Alonso. 16 HP. I can't imagine him clutching this one out. And Duke Fisher taking him down. 100PingGods. They take the round 12-4. I thought that could have been Begrip's round. They seem to have control of mid. They managed to work their way from mid to B. And all they had to do was win those engagements on the B site. And they could have had the round. But their aim not working out for them. And yeah, 100PingGods. Very, very good round from them. They face up against a full eco as well. Should be able to take this one with ease and build up some bank with those MP9s.
Two B players, getting 3 frags so quick and slowing that push onto the side. And the rotate was just so fast. I'll take back what I said about and straight away, like here again, the rotate is on point. They're getting these retakes, they're getting these frags, and they're looking like the stronger team against Begrip right now. Very much so.
As we go into round number 18, look at the money on some of these players. They've got those SMG kills. They've managed to get the defuse in as well, which is a little bit of a money bonus for them too. So their buy round's going to be pretty kitted. 3 M4s, full utility. Sorrow going for the bonus round with that MP9, and Awesomov Unfortunately unable to pull out an AWP, so he will be down to a scout, and actually Begrip going for that full eco and getting the bomb plant means that they can pull out a buy too. But Alonso falls far too early. Gives 100PingGods the man advantage, gives them a little bit of info as well. But is it going to be false information? As Begrip looking like they're trying to find a different avenue onto the bomb site, but Easton finding himself one more, just making it so much more difficult for Begrip right now. A really nice headshot from Spook, but is it too little too late? As they find themselves in a 4-on-2, and so much control gained from the CTs, they've even got the bomb down.
Just a textbook push on long there and just they weren't expecting that long push, they weren't expecting them people behind, and they got caught with the grenades in hands and knives out, and really upsetting to see, but it's Counter-Strike, what happens. And hopefully, you know, we can see Spooky's been a key player here. Hopefully, that's a beautiful headshot, and he's still on. He's onto the site. He's not got the information. He doesn't know where that last player is. He's coming down short, but I like to think Spook's expecting it, and he's sat in Goose. He's just got to hold this. You know, everyone says it in Counter-Strike, don't peek. Spook can get a perfect peek on him here. There we go. As he enters his crosshairs, he's just holding that angle, didn't peek, played it so disciplined. Really nice play from Spook there. And hopefully that's put Begrip back on the front foot as we see utility not looking so good for 100PingGods here. They've only got the 2 rifles, a scout and an AWP, and they're going for that mid push. They're boosted short, and hopefully we see some really disciplined play from Begrip Gaming here.
I like that movement on the short boost there. Something I haven't seen. Might have to try that one out with some friends after this game. But going back to that last round, it was a really bizarre one for 100PingGods because they started it off really well, and then they made 2 huge misplays right at the end. Yeah. So Sorrow on the retake for some reason just didn't check Goose at all. Yeah, he had utility to clear it, and he just didn't. He just completely ignored it and just had his fingers crossed that no one was there. It's bizarre. Especially the fact that he ran and he got there before who was it? Spook in the 1 versus 2 would have been able to cross. So he had to be on site, and he kind of just gambled he was behind the box. And I mean, who was it as well? Excavator holding it from short, holding that cross. He really shouldn't be losing that fight. A big whiff from him does allow Begrip to win their buy round. It's going to force 100PingGods just down to these pistols, and it's going to give Begrip a lifeline to pull it back. It could be 14-4 right now, and instead, Begrip, they've got the firepower advantage and definitely an opportunity to pull their way back into this game. So they've spotted the player on site as well. A sketchy cross smoke, though, is going to allow Awesomov to capitalize. Sorry finds himself one as well. Awesomov turning around. Plays off the sound cues. A fantastic 180 kill from him. Leaves it in a 2-on-2, but 2 snipers trying to retake against the AKs. It's going to be very difficult, especially with no utility.
It was unfortunate, amazing play from Awesomov there. The shots were on point, and that 180 turn, just from the information, he's hitting them shots. You know, he's a very key player for 100PingGods right now, and it's unfortunate to see that round going the way of Begrip. I was all for Begrip at the start, and I still am. You know, they've got the economy here. They could likely string together the next 3 games, next 3 rounds. So.
Yeah, it's looking like 100PingGods. They've gone for a gamble A stack. They've all pushed long, and well, they've gambled wrong. Begrip all gone over towards B, and they've got themselves the bomb plant. So, a 5 versus 5 retake right now, but the CT side, they'll just be down to the pistols, and I'm surprised to see Begrip hunting here. I mean, it is the MAC-10s hunting, so they will be eager for those kills, a big money boost for them if they find them, but also, they could walk into a complete USP stack here and get overwhelmed and lose those weapons, and they don't have a lot of money, so rebuying isn't going to be the easiest thing in the world for them. I think they'll really want to be holding on to their guns here. I like this from 100PingGods.
Absolutely beautiful. you know, they were hunting, but they knew they anticipated they were against an eco, and they went hunting in pairs. And 2 Mac 10s, the firepower on them, and if you're feeling it, they can get 3 kills apiece easily against full eco. Really, really smart from 100PingGods there, because you can see them now with a bit better economy and likely a stronger chance to take this round. I'm still in the favour of Begrip. You know, they're stringing the rounds together now. They're on a roll, and we could see a very close game here.
Yeah, they've got the money to play with. If they do lose a buy round, they will be able to reinvest, but they don't really have the rounds to play with. So the trades go backwards and forwards on mid. We land ourselves up in a 3-on-3. You're absolutely right, though. Look at the money on that Begrip side. He will definitely be able to reinvest into the next couple, but Sapek getting caught off guard by Enston. He'll be able to give his team a man advantage, retrieve an AK as well. Those FAMASs have been swapped out for those much more powerful AKs now, so this retake will be much easier for them. Begrip, though, trying to work their way onto this B site. There's only one CT player holding, but as he's relaying the info, the rotate's going to come in. They seem to be coming in really slow, though. Come on, you need to be coming quicker than this. You should be able to hear both players. You can hear the bomb going down as well. Waiting for his teammates for the retake. That makes sense. He doesn't want to go in alone, even though he maybe could have denied the bomb plant there. They need to be quicker than this. There's actually no kits on that CT side. So this retake needs to be fast if they're going to do it. Jays Walkings finds one, but he gets traded. Alonso gets the trade back, but it's an only 8 HP on him right now. A 1 versus 1. Easton should come out on top. He does exactly that, but does he have the time? He's got no kit, but he should just about have it. A very, very close round for 100PingGods. I feel that they misplayed that one slightly, but still come out on top very, very narrowly. He will be able to retrieve the AWP as well, and I can only imagine he'll be dropping it over to Awesomov. So 2 rounds before, yeah, the CTs are able to close this one out if they string these next couple together. 14, 2 away from the magic number 16. Begrip a long road ahead if they want to pull this one back, but Jays Walkings a nice bit of damage onto Duke Fisher there on the cross. Make that B site a little bit easier to take.
Really nice pick up from Spook there. They've opened up that A-long. They know Awesome's got a lot of work to do here. The player to do it, he's getting them picks. That was unfortunate. James Walkins, he just knows where he is. He's got him pinned behind that car. It'd be a really good position, but at the same time, it's very vulnerable, and Begrip take it. I think that's put 100PingGods back on the back foot. You know, Duke Fisher, he's got 2,000, instant 2150. They've not really got the economy. They need to go for a full eco here. It's going to be 14-9.
I really, really hate that car angle. When a player plays car with an AWP and he's holding long, it's absolutely stupid. It's a one and done position. You find yourself that first kill, but then you're instantly overwhelmed. Or even when you get that first kill, they will just throw Molotovs there, they will throw grenades there, especially when you're against a buy round, and there's nothing you can do to get away. If you play backside, you get that first pick, you can drop down to CT, you can fall back to short, you can find yourself a new angle, maybe behind the sandbags or the other side of the boxes, take another crack at it, fall further back. You have this sequence as an AWPer where you take that initial engagement and then you can fall back and play off of it. But instead, yeah, playing car, not going to work out for him at all. Instantly traded. Really don't like that at all. And yeah, Begrip, they're starting to pull this one back. So we find ourselves 14-9 right now. I think 100PingGods will invest into this one, but no AWP, or no money for an AWP on anyone unless Excavator goes for it. Oh, he is. He's going for a glass cannon. Interesting to see how he does with the AWPs. We've only seen Awesomov on it, but obviously the glass cannon, he has to hold on to it. He can't drop it to his teammate, and he's going to fall straight away as Heap charging right down the mid doors as well. Might be able to find himself one more. He's going to do exactly that. A 2-man advantage going in the favour of the T side within the first 10 seconds of the round.
Nice to see the CT didn't even attempt to recover that AWP. You know, Awesomov, very, very good on the AWP. I think he misplayed playing Car on that last round, as you said. But, you know, he knows he's a good AWPer. He knows he's got that skill to hit 1, 2, 3 kills in a row. Just unfortunate that on that occasion, he was against another AWP and Jay's got him through the car.
I suppose so. I just feel it's one of those positions that maybe you play when you're on an eco, you have a deagle, or you play it with a rifle. You hope that they don't have a Molotov to clear it, and maybe you even swing out off of it. In my mind, I just don't think an AWPer should ever be playing there, especially when he hasn't got the support from his teammate to swing out from CT or site. Right now, though,
the support wasn't there to hold that position. And the support wasn't even there to swing out. You know, maybe your teammate pop flashes for you at the right time, you swing out, get a kill, and then retreat back to a long or into CT. And Begrip, you know, taking that last round very convincingly. They got the bomb plan, they went hunting, and they got all but one. So we've seen another eco here from 100PingGods with Awesomov and his M4A1.
yeah, they went for the save call there. In the last round, Awesomov was the only person able to save his weapon. He did a lot of damage at the end though and fought really hard to save that gun. But coming into this one, his team haven't really been able to invest around it. So the A1S not able to do a whole lot here, but as Sorrow finds himself a headshot through the smoke, 100PingGods have actually found themselves with a 2-man advantage despite only being down to the pistols. The only issue is that because these shots have been through smokes, they're unable to go and retrieve any of the guns. So Begrip, I'd still say they've got an advantage here. However, they need to make sure they don't walk into this pistol stack, and 100PingGods playing this really well right now. Sapek. Close to those smokes. He's the only one that's gone onto the site. He opens things up, though, as he finds himself the first one. Seems to think there's one in Gandalf. He's absolutely right, but as Easton peeks out, finds himself that one. A 3 versus 2 now.
It's
Begrip.
really surprising to see how Begrip played that. You know, they got the information, they knew that they would have expected to rotate, especially with it being an eco. They had plenty of opportunities to rotate onto B, and it was costing around. Awesomov picking up the ball, taking the AWP, and it's looking like Awesomov's going to keep it and not pass it on to Exapataya. This is looking very convincing for 100PingGods now. Very convincing. We need to see some really big plays from Begrip being and it looks like that's what we're going to see. One person really quickly. He's full flashed, but he's back on. Really good play from the run.
Yeah, an absolutely massive clutch from Awesomov last round. The 2 versus 1. It was a really, really big time for him to step up, deny Begrip from closing that gap, and put his team onto match point. So 100PingGods have secured themselves the overtime, but they'll be looking to close this one out. They've got the man disadvantage, but they've got the info that Begrip are long. And as they continue to make noise and throw these grenades, it will secure in their minds the fact further that they will be going for this A take. Awesomov playing this really deep from short, though. They're effectively playing the retake already, but they're all set up for it. And actually, Begrip, they're wasting a lot of time here before they cross. So these smokes are going to dissipate, and by the time they get onto the site and go for the bomb plant, they won't have the utility to lock their opponents out. But what is that? Sorrow charging through the smoke, anti-flash, but you've pushed through it before the smoke's popped. Either way, though, Awesomov find himself one back. A man advantage for Begrip. But look at the positioning right now of Exabatia. He's able to find himself one, quickly traded, and Awesomov finds himself in a 2 versus 1 again, but this time he's got the AWP and he's coming from short. They know where he is. They should be able to take him down. And they're able to do exactly that. Begrip deny their opponents the win. They get themselves to 11 and put their opponents on effectively what will be an eco. Maybe they'll just force into this, buy down to the 2k mark. But Begrip might be able to pull this one back, a lifeline that they needed. And yeah, they're going to need to try and capitalize on if they want to keep themselves in this game and take that spot in the main tournament. But oh my goodness, it's falling apart. 2 massive kills early on from Awesomov and Duke Fisher.
So something that's confusing me here is, Begrip, they're the senior team. They're supposed to have better communication as a team, and they're, they're not throwing in the fakes. They're not rotating and leaving lurker. They they've won the several rounds on pushing long and continuing to push long. 100PingGods have adjusted to that, and they're getting their retakes, and they're expecting to retake. They're falling back off the side, playing really nicely. Begrip now have adjusted, but it would be nice to see some little fake plays in there, push up to the side, leave a guy on the side just to get them retakers, and then drop off and rotate onto B. Dust 2 is a really nice map for that. You've got all of the T-spawn to rotate through. You've got lower tons, you've got short, so many angles to rotate through to get those fakes in. And here, we see them just expecting them exit frags, but you have the information mid.
Yeah, 100PingGods, they pull in an early save call. It's only Sorrow going for those exit frags because he had nothing really to lose, just down to that deagle. But as they're able to save the AK and the AWP, they're able to invest heavily into this round. A full buy, a double AWP setup, full utility on everyone except Exabatia as well. As they go up against the stacked Begrip Gaming, but this time they're more prepared. A Molotov going in long early. It's going to isolate Spook, and as he's trapped in the corner as well, no smoke to put out. The Molotov just about gets away with his life on 20 HP. But 100PingGods, they still come out on top. They find themselves the kills. Awesomov's there on the rotation fast. Easton gets himself into pit. They've isolated Alonso behind the blue box, and they know it. They've got the man advantage as well. They should be able to take him out as he's pushing right in. There we go, Awesomov defending his teammate. Easton finds himself one more. They should be able to close it out now. 100PingGods, a 4 versus 1. They've got the bomb down and only one more player to find. Heap gets himself one back. He's trying to keep his team in this, a 1 versus 3. But it's so difficult. He knows that Easton should be in pit, but as the flash is going to catch him, the time's running down, and as the clock ticks, teammates coming in from behind. There's surely no chance for him, and Easton closes out with one tap. 100PingGods, 16-12. They maintain control throughout the entire game, and they take it right at the end. Begrip, they put out a valiant fight. They pulled it back towards the end. They made things exciting, but they just weren't able to close out the rounds that counted. And 100PingGods, they come out on top, and they will be our third team going in to, or qualifying, I should say, for the main tournament on the 22nd. A fantastic performance from them. What do you feel about that game, Tyler? How did you think Begrip, they deserved it? Do you think 100PingGods, they deserve some of the rounds? Obviously, it felt like some of the rounds that they won were these rounds where they shouldn't have. Yeah, they were just forced down to these pistol buys, and they came out on top, like we saw later on in the game where they were just down to pistols. They had 2 players on scouts, and the scouts actually managed to hit 2 wallbang headshots through the door on mid, opening things up. And I think they ended up taking that round as well. Some crazy plays coming in. But I feel like when you win a game from rounds like that, it feels a little bit like RNG. It feels like had you played the same game again, but you just don't get as lucky and you don't hit those shots, maybe we see a different result.
Yeah, they're one in 100 shots, and it just seemed to come together for 100PingGods. I think 100PingGods were the better team, more coordinated, more calculated, falling back and having confidence in themselves to get those retakes. We saw a lot of bomb plants from Begrip, and usually in Counter-Strike you'll see a lot of teams trying to deny the plan. 100Ping didn't seem to try and deny so much as having confidence in retaking and knowing that they had that advantage because of them early frags in every single round almost.
Yeah, you're right. They did seem to play retake almost every single round. As soon as they lost that man advantage, or even if they hadn't lost the man advantage, as soon as they lost control of long or short, especially on the A site, they'd fall right back. They'd say, right, let's play this retake. And they would come out on top almost every single time. Their retakes were perfect, and I think that was actually a huge factor to them winning that game, and especially getting so many rounds on their CT side. I think that was a really exciting one to cast. Not quite as exciting as the one that we saw yesterday. Obviously went 16-14, but definitely up there in one of those close games, and that's what we like to see later on in the tournament. You're at the caliber where obviously earlier on in the tournament, just by the nature of seeding, you find these better teams, they're complete stomps, but once you get to that quarterfinal bracket, the games are so close that either team could take it. And actually, if the tournament was bigger, every single team that fell into that bracket deserved to be there, because they would still put up a good fight. Even in the main tournament, we might see a different result if these teams came against each other again, maybe on a different map, maybe even on the same map. But yeah, today, 100PingGods come out on top. They will take that spot. So that's all we've got for you today. Just that one best of one with the CSGO Fight Night. And we'll be with you tomorrow. We're going to be having another game, another one of the CSGO Fight Night qualifier games, in fact. That is going to be, let me just have a look at the schedule. It's going to be Extremum versus TLR. So the British boys on the last resort, a good roster. A roster that we haven't seen winning too much since their Godlan, as it's called, at Epic 28 earlier on last year, where they, I think they came third, actually, and ended up taking down some giants like Veloce and Peak coming into those quarterfinals, semifinals against all odds. They were not the favourites to even come really anywhere near that top 3 bracket of that LAN, but they came out on top. They showed their potential, and that will be our game tomorrow. Them against Extremum, the Russian roster, the Russian giants that are actually, I think they're playing in a lot at the moment, playing in a lot of qualifiers. They might even be playing in the Road to Rio qualifiers as well. I've seen that name pop up a lot. Really strong side. So that'll be an exciting game tomorrow. So make sure you tune in for that one. But for now, that's all from me. That's all from Tyler. And thank you everybody for watching. Make sure you give us a follow and check out tomorrow, same time, for that very exciting game. For now, though, we're off.